6:48, welcome back. This is a live look this morning. Charlotte, North Carolina. Police there are searching for suspects involved in a shooting that has forced the evacuation of an apartment building. No word yet on any injuries or who is suspected in that shooting.
Hi again and good morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with the Valley today. I'm Lisa Bedeau here with Kyle Bosch. Now 11 minutes before the top of the hour, and we're starting our nonstop news and weather to help you plan your day. Questions are being raised locally after an NBC investigative report showed that outdated fuel tanks in civilian helicopters could pose deadly dangers.
Yeah, the NTSB estimates that 85% of helicopters built since 1994 don't have crash-resistant fuel tanks, and leaks on impact could have deadly consequences. Sanford Air Director Carrie Berg says that Sanford Health's helicopters do not have certified crash-resistant fuel systems, but they are not the same models and don't carry the same type of fuel tank as the one shown in that recent report. Berg adds that if a retrofit fuel tank becomes available, he would be interested in adding it to Sanford Health helicopters. Police in Fargo still trying to figure out exactly what caused a crash that sent a woman to the hospital last night. Check out the video. It all happened on Broadway between 19th and 20th Avenues North.
Police say the woman was driving a minivan and rear-ended another vehicle, then tried to drive away. But that's when she hit a utility pole and a parked car. She wound up rolling her van and was trapped inside for a short time. She was taken to the hospital for unknown injuries. Police are investigating a disturbing case out of the Twin Cities. An elderly woman was attacked and left for dead during a home invasion.
It all happened in Maplewood on Saturday afternoon. Now, the victim told police that a woman knocked on her door and asked to use the phone, then forced her way in at gunpoint. Two men then came in, ransacked her home, and strangled her with a piece of clothing until she passed out. When she woke up, she went to a neighbor's house for help. Now, police have released store surveillance pictures of the two men allegedly involved. We do have them up on your screen right now. Police say they are trying to figure out if the attack is connected to a burglary at a nearby home last month.
Just about to hit 6:51. Time for weather and traffic on the ones, and we check in first with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Good morning. We have a pretty decent start to our day as far as temperatures are concerned, but it's going to be a cold wait at the bus stop this morning thanks to that wind once again. It's going to be cutting into those temperatures. We're starting off in the upper teens. This is close to our average high this time of year, so we're mild, but that wind out of the south gusting to near 30 miles per hour, it's going to make it pretty cold, so make sure you send the kids out with their full winter weather gear. Going home from school, getting off the bus, much better. 28 degrees will be your high and less wind. Wind out of the south at 5 to 15 miles per hour to feel a lot better, but we will see more cloud cover on the way for today, though. 19 degrees currently in Fargo, 17 in Grand Forks. Very mild to start off, 21 in Roseau and in Thief River Falls. But again, don't let that fool you with that wind. Here's a look at our current speeds. We're ranging into the 20s right now for wind gusts, 22 miles per hour in Thief River. Fargo, 24 miles per hour. And 23 are gusts in Oaks. The rest of us with steady speeds in the teens to 20 miles per hour. 4 degrees is what it feels like in Fargo, 1 in Grand Forks. It feels like 2 above in Langdon and 7 above in the Detroit Lakes area. The Fergus Falls region, that's the cold spot right now, or at least that's where it feels like it's the coldest. That's 1 there. We have some passing clouds rolling through today. It's going to be one of those days where we have a few more clouds on the way and some passing moments of cloud cover, and then we'll get a little bit of sunshine too. So this afternoon, more clouds, especially into the afternoon and evening. We're looking at temperatures across the valley in the mid to upper 20s in Minnesota, and in North Dakota, same thing. We'll be seeing some pretty mild conditions. Where it may be coldest is up toward the Devil's Lake area with temperatures around 20 degrees there, with that wind lightening up and again those mostly cloudy skies developing for us later in the day. The mild weather sticks around into Wednesday. Next couple of days very warm compared to the average, near 10 degrees or more above the average. And then we see chances for snow, especially into Thursday and Friday. And behind that system, that will mainly miss out on the heaviest snow with that system. But behind that, we're really going to feel the impacts of some cold air that's going to be spilling in. Expect temperatures to take a nosedive for this weekend. Saturday, I'll have only 4, and then Sunday, we're looking at sub-zero conditions all day long, and that cold air mass will stay in place even into at least the early part of next week. Let's check in with Al for a traffic update.
We're back out here checking out the Metro Interstate Loop this morning, and you are looking at the tri-level courtesy of our photographer, Mitch Lee. A lot of traffic out here. It's getting pretty thick on westbound Interstate 94. Eastbound I-94, not quite as busy. Northbound I-29, definitely busy this morning. We continue to have that stalled car. It's a Chevrolet Avalanche. It's on the eastbound lane of Interstate 94, approaching as you get up to the 25th Street ramp. Make sure you're looking out for that thing. It's a dark-colored vehicle, no lights, no flashes, and kind of a bad spot. Drive extra carefully today, folks. Willamette Valley today traffic.
6:54 now. Police say they've made no arrests yet, but they have questioned people involved in a bar fight that left a man dead in the Northern Valley. The wife of 36-year-old John Torres of East Grand Forks says that they were at the Captain Crook's bar on Christmas Day when her husband stepped outside with a man they didn't know. Torres came back inside a few minutes later and was bleeding from his ear. Now, he said that he'd been beaten by 3 men and died of an apparent brain bleed this past weekend. Police say they are working with prosecutors to determine what types of charges, if any, may be filed in that case.
UND police have identified the man found dead over the weekend. The body of 19-year-old Braden Robertson of Tulsa, Oklahoma, was found January 2nd inside a car on campus. He was not a UND student. The preliminary investigation indicates no cause for public safety concerns, but anyone with information about the death is asked to contact the UND Police Department. One of the 2 hockey players accused of making a sex tape with a 15-year-old Moorhead girl has been officially sentenced to 10 years of supervised probation. Under the terms of his plea deal, Thomas Carey will not have to register as a sex offender as long as he does not violate probation.
Now, some of the probation measures that Carey will face include no contact with the victim, no internet access without approval, and that he cannot be in possession of firearms, ammunition, or explosives. Carey will have to serve another 2 weeks in jail. He was sentenced to 45 days in jail as part of the deal and has served 30 days so far. A West Fargo police officer is facing charges and a department investigation after being arrested for DUI New Year's Day.
38-year-old Weston Christensen was arrested around 2 a.m. on January 1st by the Cass County Sheriff's Office. He currently serves as a school resource officer. Grabbing a drink and sitting down for a movie at West Acre Cinema is on hold. Marcus Theaters says it's willing to make some changes to a proposed liquor license after commissioners addressed concerns last night with mixing drinks and families.
The proposed changes include not allowing alcohol in G-rated movies or PG animated films. Fargo Commissioner Dave Pepcorn says he would prefer that the alcohol area be totally separate from kids' movies, something theater officials say would be hard to do.
Movies are moved from different theaters depending upon popularity, time of showing, those kinds of things. So they can't always guarantee that the G movies are in theater 1, 2, and 3 or something like that.
The matter was sent back to the Fargo Liquor Control Board for more work.
Fargo City Commissioners have denied a request by Lucky 7 Cab to raise its rates. It might totally rework an ordinance dealing with cab services in town. Right now, the law lets the city set rates, and all taxi companies must agree to any rate changes. The city is considering letting companies set their own rates. Cab rates have not gone up since 2008. Fargo City workers will be getting a paid day off to honor Martin Luther King Jr.
The matter passed 3-2 last night after some fiery debate. Commissioner Tony Gehrig accused Mayor Tim Mahoney at one point of playing politics.
It's not about Martin Luther King Jr. To combine the two together is disingenuous, and I think it's on a minor level, it's insulting.
Now, Mahoney said that in addition to honoring the civil rights leader, he also is trying to make Fargo a more competitive employer. West Fargo gives its city employees 11 holidays, while right now Fargo only gives 10.
The city of Fargo says the estimated cost of the new holiday is about $12,000.
Well, it's certainly the buzz around bison practice, and pretty much any place people are talking about the national championship game on Saturday. Who will be the starting quarterback? Carson Wentz has been practicing on a limited basis. However, head coach Chris Kleiman said yesterday, don't ask if it's going to be Wentz or Easton Stick, because everyone will find out Saturday morning when the Bison take the field in Frisco, Texas. One thing we do know for sure, what uniforms the team will wear. They announced last night It's the green harvest helmets and gold uniforms that have been pretty successful so far this season.
Very successful. Stay with Valley News Live for this Drive for 5. Our 90-minute Farmers Union Insurance Bison football pregame show starts at 9:30 Saturday morning on KVLY. It'll also be streaming on valleynewslive.com. All that before the 11 a.m. kickoff on ESPN2.
And of course, we'll have plenty of coverage from Frisco all week long. Our crew is headed down there. We're expected to have some reports from Mike Morkin on the Valley Today again on Friday morning. I know he always has some fun adventures down there, and then all of the sports updates with the team. Of course, Beth is following all of that for us.
It's going to be a fun week, fun weekend. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question, 10% of us do what 4 times a day?
The answer, drink a soda.
4 times? I'm
so delicious.
pretty close to that.
I'm good. I limit myself. I have my 1 can of Mountain Dew every morning. I have to have my can of Mountain Dew every morning, but that's the only soda I drink during the day.
Okay.
Does it count as 1 if it's this big?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the question. Yeah, there are some mornings with that
2-liter.
can of Mountain Dew, I think it should be a little bit bigger.
Well, you might want some coffee to warm yourself up this morning. It's a little bit cold when you factor in that wind that we've had going on the last couple of days. That wind will lighten up, and we'll see those temperatures rise into the upper 20s. And that's going to combine for a pretty decent afternoon. It will be a little more on the cloudy side, though, for today. And expect to see temperatures staying on the mild side through the rest of the week. But it's cold this weekend coming up.
Thanks for waking up with the Valley Today. More local news and weather in 25 minutes.
See you tomorrow, everybody.